Um, I think I'm fine.
You're fine? Okay, that's
Yeah, I
great.
think. And you?
Fine too. Thank you very much. How is work at school? Are you in school yet, or you're on vacation? What's
No,
your status now?
I'm in school. Tomorrow I have an exam.
You have an exam tomorrow? Okay,
Yeah.
very nice. An exam on what? Let me say hello to Chuy that is joining
Hello,
us. Chuy, hello. How are you
hello,
today?
sir. I am fine, and you?
Fantastic. Thank you very much. I am in Leon today, but it's a bit
Okay.
cold, a bit hot, very hot today.
Yes, yes. In Irapuato too.
Really?
It really is very hot.
What's the weather like in Zacatecas, Sebas? What is the weather like in Zacatecas?
Windy.
Windy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
is it cold or hot?
No, I think it's very. The weather now, it's nice, very nice, all the
It's
day.
nice. So it's not hot and not cold, but warm. Maybe warm, right?
Warm, yes.
Warm. Very nice. Okay, well, today we're going to have a very interesting topic about social economy. So I'm going to share the screen with you, Chuy and Sebas, and I'm going to ask you a straight question. How do you define social economy? What is social economy for you? Do you consider social economy an important concept? Is it trivial? Is it uh, interesting? Is not very interesting? What do you think about social economy? What is your opinion about social economy, Chuy, Sebas? How would you define social economy? What is social economy? I don't know if I'm sharing, right? I am sharing, I think.
Yeah, you're
I'm
sharing.
I'm I'm sorry. Let me put it here so that it is more visible. Okay, so the question is, what is social economy? In your mind, Chuy, what is social economy? How do you define social economy?
I think the social economy probably is well, the economy of the world probably. All the transactions that the people do in uh, in their lives probably. um,
Okay, that is it. Yes.
buying food, paying the receipt of water, or
The
probably.
water the water bills.
Yes, all the bills probably.
Okay. What about, thank you, Sebas. What about you, Chuy? In your opinion, what is social economy? How would you define it? How would you define social altruism? Is
Social economy about the people have money to subsistence in his home.
okay. Very interesting. Okay, both definitions are very close, very accurate, and it refers, obviously, if we look up for a book definition, obviously we're going to find social economy as, let me define it here in terms of a book definition, right? Let's see what a book definition of social economy is, and I'll show you. Share screen. I'll share the complete screen here. And we're going to see definition, a book definition. Uh, Chuy, do you want to read the definition, please?
Okay. Social economic organizations traditionally refer to the set of associations, cooperatives, mutual organizations, and foundations whose activity is driven by values of solidarity, the primacy of people over capital, and democratic and participative governance.
Exactly, exactly. In other
Okay.
words, in the social economy, what is priority is the
Yeah.
people, not so much the profit or the money that you make, but it is the people. That all the people
Okay.
have a job, that you have solidarity with the people, that people um, have access to the resources. Let's see another definition. What is the meaning of social economy? Sebas, can you read this, please?
Yes,
What is the
teacher.
meaning of
The term social economy refers to all business activities that are not only driven by a strong social mission but also intended to be economically viable. viable. This includes cooperatives, mutual societies,
societies?
and societies, non-profit associations, funda- foundations, and social enterprises, covering a wide range of activities.
Exactly, exactly. Now we have examples of a social economy. Let's see this. Examples of social economy, Chui. Can you read about this, please?
Yes, the social economy includes social assets, housing, oh, so,
Housing,
oh, oh, housing,
housing, housing,
housing, childcare,
childcare,
cent-
childcare.
childcare centers, etc. Social enterprise, including cooperatives and renewable generating programs of non-profit groups, credit
Okay,
unions and social financing organizations like community loan funds,
okay.
training and skills development enterprise.
Oops. Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Chui. And that is very important because we have idea of what a social economy is, but then we have the types of social economy, right? Which is this is the types, and also how does a social economy work? Well, this is a social economy and how it works. Can you read it, Sebas, please?
Can you repeat, teacher?
Yes, yes, Sebas. Can you please read this, please?
Okay. A socialist economy system is characterized by a social
Characterized,
uh,
characterized.
characterized characterized by social ownership and operation of the means of product that may take the form of autonomous cooperatives or direct public ownership wherein production is carried out directly for use rather than for profit.
Okay. Now let me ask. I'm going to ask Chui a question. Let's see,
Yes.
Chui. You have worked, and here is Nati. Let me welcome Nati. I'm going to say hello to Nati. Nati, good afternoon, good evening. How are you today, Nati?
Hi, teacher. Good evening. I'm excellent. Thank you. What about you?
I'm fine too. Thank you very much. I'm here with Chui and Sebas. Andrew and Carlos cannot join us today because they have the evening shift. So they go to their factories to work. And well, it's good that they work, but sometimes their conditions demand that they go in the evening or at night. They have three shifts, and consequently, sometimes they have to work at night, they have to work in the evening, they have to rotate shifts, which must be difficult, particularly if you work from 12 o'clock at night to 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. Did you ever work that shift, Chuy, when you work in FIRA or in any other job? Did you ever work from 12 at midnight to 7 or 8 in the morning, or never?
I don't remember. Never. I don't remember.
Never.
This topic I don't know, because in the I don't know if the if I answer correctly, but my work in FIRA is attendance to their projects, and his projects is están asociados, is associates,
Are associated?
associated to the companies with minimum level of economy, and that, and so it's not in general this topic.
Okay. So you never had to work from 12 in the midnight to 7 o'clock in the morning, right? The late shift. You never had to work in the night from 12 to 8 or 7 in the
Yes,
morning. Never,
yes,
right?
yes,
Well,
never.
thank
Yes.
well, Andrew and Carlos have a shift that is the
Oh,
night
excuse me,
shift.
excuse me, excuse me. I don't understand. No entendía.
Oh, no, no, don't worry, don't worry. But Carlos and Andrew have to work from 12 to 8 in the morning. So, well, that is changing or rotating shifts in the company. Well,
Okay.
but okay. I shared this StreamYard presentation where I'm going to add some questions and I will ask you to please answer them. So the second question is there in economic is there economic inequality in the world? If yes, why? Okay, let's answer this question. Let's answer this question in the Jamboard and see what you think, right? So I sent you the link to the StreamYard, to the Jamboard. I sent it to the StreamYard. And I'm going to copy it also to the top class group. Okay, so here. So if you can please join the StreamYard and the Jamboard. The Jamboard, I sent the link here in the StreamYard, and also Seba Sanati, I sent it to the WhatsApp group. So we have the StreamYard with a few questions. Oh, the 3 people are here already. Okay, excellent. Very nice. So we have, is there economic inequality in the world? Well, yes. If yes, why? That's the second question. So we have 2 questions. Is there economic inequality? Well, yes. Why? What do you think? What's your opinion, Nati? Do you think that there is economic inequality in the world or not? What is your opinion,
Excuse me.
Nati, please?
I come back.
Let's see what you think. What's your opinion, Chuy? Do you think that the world is equal, there is equality, or there is economic inequality? What is your opinion, Chuy?
It's inequality,
Yes?
because yes, because in the empresarios,
Businessmen?
because the businessmen win many utilities. He sees here his visualization, and
Yes.
the salaries are many is not good salaries at the employers.
Okay. And do you think this is a universal practice or only in Mexico, only in the United States, or in all the world is the same? Is the same model? Do you think the model is the same in all the world or some countries is not so evident?
in my opinion, is in all the world, especially in China, Korea, Mexico, and India. I know that the level of is very different between labors in the in sector people.
Okay, that's a very interesting comment, Chuy. Thank you very much. I mean, what I'm gonna ask a second question connected with this question that Chuy has just answered. The question is, uh, what is the level of disparity in the various countries? Is there something like a statistics? In other words, is there a site in internet that tells us the level of disparity, economic disparity, of course,
Okay.
economic disparity in the countries, in the various countries? Do you think there is a site like this in internet? What do you think, Chuy, Sebas, Nati? Let's see if we can find a site in internet that tells us economic disparity per country. Economic disparity per country. Wow, let's see, maybe yes. Wealth inequality by country. All right, let's see. This is interesting. Gini index, that's an interesting index. We need to define the Gini index. So let's define the Gini index. Okay, let's begin with the Gini index definition. What is the Gini index? Let's begin with that, okay? What is the Gini index? Let's answer this question, please. Who can answer this question? What is the Gini index? Let's find.
Me, teacher.
Okay, Nati, please. What is the Gini index?
What I found is that also now as the Gini coefficient or Gini ratio is a commonly used measure of income or wealth inequality within a population. It quantifies the extent of income or wealth inequality in a society or a specific group of people. The Gini index is expressed as a number between 0 and 1.
Okay, very good. So if a country has, okay, very good, Nati. Thank you very much. Excellent definition. If a country has, let's say, a Gini index of Gini index of 0.9, what is this compared to a country one has a Gini index of zero point 0.9, whereas another country has a Gini index, country 2 has a Gini index of 0.1. In which country the distribution is more balanced, is better? In country number 1 or in country number 2? In other words, which is more wealth, in which country there is more wealth inequality? Wealth inequality, more wealth inequality in country 1 or in country 2? Well, according to the definition, there is more wealth inequality in country 1 because it's got a Gini index of 0.9. So we have more wealth inequality in country one because has 0.9. Um, so, do you agree, Sebas, with Nati's definition?
Well, I think yes.
All right. So, the
Well,
closer to one, the more wealth inequality in the Gini index. If it is closer to zero, is more wealth equality. So here, let me put
well, I
more
found that it's 0 to 100, but I think it's the same.
0 to 100. Okay, well, maybe that is in percentage,
Yeah,
but okay,
probably. Yes, in yes.
percentage. Okay. So
Yeah.
if it is closer to zero, that means that there is more wealth equality. If it is closer to one, it is more wealth inequality. All right? Okay. So let's check some countries. Those obviously Africa is always bad. Africa. Let's see. Let me delete this thing. Mexico is okay. This is what Sebas was saying. This is wealth inequality 45.4. I don't know. What do you think? Makes sense? Guinea
Yes.
index. It makes sense. Mexico
Well, I think
45.
it's not very high, but I think it's a big. I think it's a big. It's going to be a big difference probably.
Well, let's see. Mexico wealth inequality is 0.45 for Mexico. Let's say, let's put it here. Let me see if Chui is joining. Chui got disconnected. Okay. So, Mexico wealth inequality for Mexico. Okay. I'm going to put it here. Oh, well, maybe you can answer here, Sebas or Nati. Maybe you can add what is it? Oh, Sebas already put it, and Nati already put it. Okay, perfect. Okay, good job, Sebas and Nati. Thank you very much. In the world, economic inequality refers to the unequal distribution of wealth, income, and resources. Okay, very good. And let's see what Sebas says. Sebas says that there is economic inequality in the world. Economic inequality refers to the unequal distribution of resources. And what is the Gini index? Perfect inequality, 0 represents perfect equality. Okay, so here in our graph, zero point 0.9 represents wealth inequality, zero point 0.1 means more wealth equality, and some country like Mexico, which is 0.45, which represents Mexico. Mexico has a Gini index of 0.45, which I absolutely don't believe, but well,
I
they are the
researched
ex.
about that teacher, and it's true
What? What is true?
that the the wealth index it's 0.45.
0.45 for Mexico.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think it really represents the distribution of wealth in Mexico, or is maybe exaggerated? Because it more or less says that there is approximately 45% there is wealth inequality. I mean, if it was zero, everything would be perfect. A complete one would be a total disaster, right? So
Yeah.
45, what do you think? What comes to your mind? What do you think? Where are we standing? Well, more or less, or bad?
I think more or less we are more or less.
more or less.
because yeah,
Okay.
we have the half of wealth in inequality in
Yes,
economy.
exactly.
So we are more or
Okay.
less. I think we need to change some things to reduce the index, the wealth index.
Okay. To reduce the inequality, economic inequality.
Yeah,
All right. Very good.
but I
Thank
don't
you,
know
Sebas.
what.
Good. You don't know what? Well, I don't know. Let's ask Chewy. Chewy
Excuse
can
me,
tell us what he
excuse
considers that
me.
we can. Don't worry,
Yeah,
Chewy. You are back. You are back.
okay,
Um,
thank you.
we were studying, Chewy, the Gini index. Um, Sebas, can
Yes.
you, or Nati, can you tell us what is the Gini index? I don't know, maybe Nati.
Yes, teacher. Well, I repeat that. Also known as the Gini coefficient or Gini ratio, is a commonly used measure of income or wealth inequality within a population. It quantifies the extent of income or wealth inequality in a society or a specific group of people. The Gini index is expressed as a number between 0 and 1.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Chewy, are you familiar with the Gini index?
No, I don't.
Well, a country that has a 1.0 is absolutely unequal. There is absolute inequality.
Okay.
Um, Gini index one is, if it's one, is absolute inequality. On the contrary, if the Gini index is zero, there is a absolute equality,
Okay.
right? Economic equality, of course.
Okay.
Economic equality. That's the Gini index. So here, Mexico stands at 0.45 in the Gini index, according to this site here, wealth inequality by country. It gives us in percentage. It says 45, but in reality
40,
is
45.
45%,
Yes.
0.45, right? So Mexico
Yes.
stands at 0.45. What's your opinion, Chuy? What do you think about the Gini index for Mexico?
It's more or less. It's more or less because it's a hell medium in medium range.
Middle range, right? Between total equality and total inequality is more or less in the middle. Do you think this number correctly reflects the Mexican situation? Do you think it's more or less unequal?
Mm,
What do you think?
no, it's bad. It's down.
Is more equal or more unequal?
It's not equal.
More unequal? More unequal. All right, more unequal.
Yes.
That's your
Yes.
opinion. I agree with you. I agree with you. Now, Sebas was as they were making a comment, Sebas or Nati. How can we make a more balanced society? Mm, this is a difficult question, but I'm going to ask it anyways. How can we make a more balanced or more equal society? What can we do? Excuse me. What can we do to achieve a more balanced or more equal society? Sebas, Nati, Chuy. I'm going to ask this question here in the StreamYard. No, I'm sorry, in the Jamboard. The question is in slide number 4. Slide number 4 says, how can we make a more balanced or more equal society? What can we do? I don't know. Chuy, what do you think? Sebas, Nati, what can we do to have a more balanced or more equal society?
I think that many sectors in Mexico is not is a low level of life, um, in comparison to other sectors that they explode mm, more utilities that no comparten,
Don't share
don't share
the profits.
their, yes, the profits.
Many companies in Mexico don't share the profits.
Yes,
Um, and do you think this is a serious problem?
yes, because, for example, in this moment, the life, or the world in the professionals, of people that 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 work in the companies, the salaries is very down, and don't no recompensan.
They don't give a reward.
They
They
don't
don't
give or
reward. They don't
reward
reward.
his knowledge.
Okay, that is a problem. They don't reward his knowledge or her knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is a serious problem. Maybe you are very perseverant, very committed, very responsible. Maybe you study and study and study and have more and more technology, and the owner of the company, he doesn't care. He says, well, Chewy is very smart, very intelligent. He has a lot of knowledge, but I'm going to pay him the same, no more money.
Yes. Yes.
And that is a problem. Now, the question that is very common is not something extraordinary. They say, oh, that's not common in Mexico. No, it's very common. And Mexico, and I think in every country. How can we alleviate this situation? How can we fix this problem? How can we, what can we do to solve this situation? I don't know, Nati, Sebas, if you have an idea, what activities can we do, or should the government do, or who can do something to fix this situation? That's a question, maybe. Who should do something to fix this situation? Who can do something to fix this situation? What do you think, Nati or Sebas? If the companies give you a very low salary, what should you do?
Well, I can answer that. Um, this exists like many laws, leyes, right? Laws,
Laws. There are many
laws.
laws.
There are many laws that can help. In this case, us, if we are the affect the affected.
Affected people.
For example, we can yes, the affected people. We can go to the what is the name? One association that is about the workers that respond. It's correct for it.
Disputes,
Say,
yes, we can go to
uh,
conciliación y arbitraje. Ah,
right.
to conciliación y arbitraje. I think they say the same in English, arbitrage.
Arbitrage. Yes, that's right. And well, that's all.
And what do you in this association, in this organization from the government, Nati? What do you do?
Uh, like how the government helping or what is the
Okay.
question?
Yes, you say that to fix the situation of abuse of the companies that
Hmm.
don't reward the knowledge of the workers as a solution, well, the question is who should do something to fix the situation. And you say that there are many laws that can help in the case of affected people. We can go to conciliación y arbitraje, for example, right? Okay.
Hmm.
And then what do? You go to conciliación y arbitraje, and what do you do?
Well, I
Do you
explained my situation, and of course, uh, I need to go with test. That's right, pruebas
with the proofs?
with and maybe I don't know images or the in this case that I don't receive the pay that it's correct. Maybe the less salary or something like that that demonstrate it's true what I say, but actually I am studying that, and it's very easy that conciliation and arbitrage help us with any evidence. Only need to go and they go to the um, how is it, patron?
Yes, to the patrons,
To the
and they.
patrons and investigate, and then exist maybe other workers that can prove that. So it's very easy, actually.
Okay, this is truly interesting because you say that there are resources, there are legal resources, but sometimes we don't know about these resources, but there are actually resources that we can go to help us with a labor issues. So I'm gonna write that here. I'm gonna write that as labor labor issues or problems. That's common everywhere, right? Okay, very good, Nati. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask Sebas about the society in general. How can we have a fairer society, a more balanced society? So, this is the question. How can we have a more balanced society in which the bosses are fairer with the employees? Can you read the question, Sebas, please, and maybe try to answer it, please?
Yes, teacher. How can we have a more balanced society in which the bosses are fairer with the employees?
Right. How can we do that? Should that be an independent practice? Should that be a government practice? Should that be an independent organization? Should it be in the deputy chamber, in the chamber of deputies and senators? Who should take care of this issue? Who should take
I
care of this
think
issue?
the government needs to take cards uh,
To
here,
The government.
because in a lot of works for companies.
Yes.
Um, they didn't um, pay correctly. I think it's the word.
Who didn't
Uh,
pay correctly? The companies. Companies didn't pay fair.
yes. So I think the government needs to have an um I forgot it.
You think that the government needs to regulate the salaries?
Not to regulate it, not to regulate it. I think it's uh regulate that all the companies pay, well, yes, pay correctly. I think check all the companies, you know. Check it.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, I understand what you say. Let me ask you what he thinks about this situation. Chuy, thank you, Sebas. Thank you, Nati. Chuy, what do you think about this comment from Nati, this comment from Sebas, that the
I,
government needs to? Yes, Chuy.
I agree. I agree with this opinion because, in other hand, I think that foreign companies have contributed to lower salaries in Mexico. As for the employers of these foreign companies, they have good salaries and make service more expensive in Mexico. It is a disbalance with the people, the Mexican people, because the people, Mexican people, not don't have a good salaries,
Okay.
and and this problem is necessary. The intervention is correct.
Yes.
Intervention of the government, Mexican government, for regulate this situation.
Okay, that's a very interesting comment. So look at what Chuy is saying. It's incredibly interesting. Chuy says that on the other hand, can you read your comment again, Chuy, please?
In other hand, foreign companies are contributed to lower wages in Mexico. They make service more expensive in Mexico. It is a disbalance to the Mexican people. Mexicans don't have good salaries. It is necessary the intervention of the Mexican government to regulate this situation.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, that is
Okay.
something very serious. That is something very serious because then the foreign companies come to Mexico, they make a lot of money, and they pay very poor wages. Wages is salarios. Wages or salaries are very low. Um, the okay, it is more complex than what
Yes.
it looks. It is not so simple. Why? Because to begin with, when a company comes to Mexico, when a foreign company comes to Mexico, they negotiate everything from taxes to wages and salaries. In other words, let's say that Mazda says, okay, I'm planning to start a company in Salamanca or in Irapuato. I am interested in going to your country, Mr. Mexico. Of course, I can go to Guatemala, I can go to Puerto Rico, I can go to Costa Rica, but my preference is Mexico. Let's negotiate. Okay.
Yes.
And they negotiate everything. One friend of mine said to me that General Motors, that is in the outskirts of Silao, going to Guanajuato, had a break of taxes for 15 years. 15 years with not paying taxes.
Yes.
Imagine a company like that is asking for taxes, for a tax break. In other words, no taxes. They pay no taxes for 15 years. And then
Yes.
the government says, but why are you planning to not pay taxes? Well, I can go to Guatemala. No, 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 no. Don't go to Guatemala, please. Stay here in Mexico. Okay.
Yes.
So it's a negotiation situation. And of course, those foreign companies are not dumb. They are not stupid. They are smart. They know that that we are interested in these companies, and consequently, they negotiate taxes. They want to pay low salaries, and they want to pay low taxes. And if we don't give that concession, they can simply say, well, thank you, I'm going to go to Guatemala, or I'm going to go not to Guanajuato, I'm going to go to Durango, or I'm going to go to Jalisco, or I'm going to go to another state. What do you think of this situation, Sebas, Nati, Chuy? What do you think about the bargaining power that foreign companies have in Mexico? Or in Mexico or in any country, but let's say now about Mexico. What do you think? Who wants to make a comment about this? Sebas, Nati, Chuy?
I think that the negotiation um, is not is a small taxes, but other problem is difficult is cheap cheap labor in the negotiation.
Can you
And
say that again, Chuy? Can you repeat that, please? You said that negotiation is for lower taxes. Okay. But
yes,
what else did you say?
eh, la mano de obra barata es lo que se
Hand
negocia.
labor, cheap hand labor.
Cheap hand labor, desgraciadamente,
Unfortunately,
unfortunately, is a part of the negotiation between countries.
yes, yes, yes. That is very unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Maybe, of course, I have never negotiated this with a foreign company, but they would probably do better negotiating as there is as a floor salary. You cannot pay the
Yes,
workers less than this. Companies cannot pay the workers any less than this. That is the floor salary. I'm sorry, salary floor, salary base, no less than that. Okay, but if the company makes more profit, the workers should earn more money. What do you think about this idea of negotiation, Chuy, Sebas, Nati?
Well, what I know and what I want to report is that, for example, if you are from another country and you are here in Mexico with a business, you need to pay the taxes here. Um, Obviously, if you have another in your country, but Mexico is the only country that how do you say obliga?
Forces or obliges?
Forces our Mexicans to pay the taxes, but here in Mexico, like for example, if I will go to Spain, I need to pay the taxes in Mexico, but at the same time in Spain. And for example, if you are from USA and will go to Spain, only you pay on Spain, not on your how do you say país nativo?
Native
Native,
country.
not on your native country, but Mexico is the only country that forces that for Mexicans.
So you are saying that Mexicans have to pay double taxation?
Yes, that's an obligation. That's correct.
A mandate
A mandate that the country has.
that the country has. So if I work, let's say that I work here for Mazda, what should I do with my taxes?
But you are a Mexican native.
I'm a Mexican national, yes.
Well, you only pay here in Mexico because you are here.
And excuse me.
Bless you.
So thank you. So let's see. I
Yes,
don't understand. Thanks. What is the? So I didn't understand very clearly, Nati. I'm sorry. Where do you pay double? If you work in Spain for a Mexican company, or how?
Not for a Mexican company, but it's only for native Mexicans. Like, for example, if I am a native Mexican and I will go to Spain, I need to pay taxes on Spain and in Mexico.
Ah, I understand. I understand. Okay.
Yeah,
Mexicans pay taxes in Spain and in Mexico while working in Spain, right?
right.
Well, I don't know. I was working in the US and I never had to pay taxes here in Mexico. But of course, maybe the police is looking for me, right? But you say that if I work for another company in another country, I have to pay taxes in that country and also in Mexico.
Yes,
Wow, I didn't know that. That is horrible. Paying taxes twice. Well, I didn't know that, Nati. So that is
something new.
interesting. Yeah, something new to discuss. Okay, well, let me ask you some other questions which are interesting here. I don't know, Chud, you wanted to say something?
excuse me.
Did you were you planning to make a comment about this question?
Okay, yes. I will be got to establish a minimum salary. I agree with you. Uh, um, I will be good establish a minimum salary for the Mexican employee. But okay, well, I agree in this. But exists other problem. Uh, but there is a hidden problem which is that they exploit natural resources. For example, Coca-Cola bre- brew, breweries,
Breweries.
breweries,
Breweries is
yes,
destiladoras.
the
Brew
mining companies,
mining companies,
they
yes.
they exploit Mexican resource, and this is other problem.
Yeah, okay, well, that is very important too. What you're saying is very important. What natural resources do they exploit? For example, Coca-Cola, what is the
Agua,
natural
water,
water? Okay, that's true. Okay, they exploit water. How about breweries?
water too,
Water too. Okay, exploits water. Mining companies.
water too.
Okay, that is a very important resource.
Yes, water.
And uh, what are the options for this problem? What are the potential solutions? For example, you can say breweries that manufacture beer, right?
Yes,
They they or distill. I don't know if the correct word is distill. Are they distilleries or not, Chuy?
I don't know. Still, I don't know because in Mexico the steel is imported.
No,
Is
no, no. I'm talking about distillation, distillation.
Excuse me. Okay, okay. Distillation.
Distill, yes, distillation. Breweries
Distill.
distill beer. Is that correct or not? I don't know if that is the correct term. Breweries distill breweries distill um
Malt.
distill beer or not? Distillery.
Mm,
Oh no, so it's different. Okay,
malt.
here's a distinction. It's a very important distinction. Let's okay, actually it's totally different. One thing is distilling and the other thing is to brew something. So let's find the difference between brewing and distilling. Who wants to read this, please? Generally speaking.
Me, teacher.
Okay, Nati, please.
Generally speaking, there are three primary types of alcoholic beverages: brewing, distilling, and winemaking. Brewing, of course, is how beer is made. Distilled drinks include liqueurs, whiskey, tequila, vodka, etc.
Okay, so brewery is something totally different. Okay, here is a exact definition of brewing. How do breweries make beer? Sebas, you want to read this, please? How do breweries make beer, please?
Yes, teacher. There are three main ways to brew: extract brewing, partial mash, and out grain. They all involve heating water with grain, adding hops and boiling the mixture, cooling it, adding yeast, and barreling or bottling to allow for carbonation.
Okay, very good. So what Chuy says is very important. Thank you, Sebas. Thank you, Nati. Chuy, thanks. Coca-Cola, they exploit water. Breweries, they don't
Yes.
distill, they brew beer, right? They brew beer
Yes.
and they exploit water. So what can we do as a population? In other words, what can we do uh, as the population? What can we do as a population? What should the government do? What should the governments do? Or the Mexican government? Do they have any social responsibility or they just don't care or they cannot do anything? What is the situation here? What do you think? How can we protect our water? Because you know that water is an important resource, but we are losing the water, right? And it's actually a very important topic because the use of water, I don't know if you can please find a graph about the use of water in Mexico. Let's see, use of water in Mexico. Water in Mexico. And this is a study from the Netherlands. Water
We,
in Mexico. And it's been commissioned. Okay, no problem.
we,
The water management. Okay, let's read this. Maybe you have other sources, but okay, here. Who wants to read the first paragraph, please? Geography, please.
Me, teacher.
Okay,
Geography. Mexico has a total area of 1.9 million square kilometers. That is 47 times bigger than the Netherlands. Mexico has nearly 120 million inhabitants. Part of the country is located on the same latitude as the Sahara Desert. Therefore, the central northern region is semi-arid and arid. However, rainfall is abundant in the southeast and in the watersheds of the Gulf of Mexico and Pacific regions. The mean annual precipitation is 760 millimeters, equivalent
Millimeters, yes.
to 1,489 square kilometers per year. In most areas of Mexico, precipitation occurs mainly between June and September.
Okay.
Mm,
Thank you very much. Nati, if anyone wants to make a comment, please interrupt us, interrupt me, or interrupt the people who is speaking. Another volunteer, Sebas or Chuy, please. The second
I,
paragraph. Okay,
Mm,
please.
me. Given the country's geographical location, it is regularly exposed to severe hydrometeorological hazards, such as hurricanes and intense rainfall, although this increases the availability of surface water and the natural recharge of aquifers. It also causes damages of the population, infrastructure, or services. Between
Ni-
1918,
1980.
1980 and 2010, intense rainfall affected more than 8 million people.
So there is good and bad with the rainfall. There is good because it recharges the aquifers on the one hand, but on the other, it causes damage to the population and to the infrastructure. So there is a benefit, but also is in detriment of the population. All right, thank you very much, Chuy, Nati. Let's see, Sebas, please. Let's read about the water management and how the water is used in the different areas of the country, please. Can you read the next section, Sebas, please?
water and management. Currently, 94% of population has access to drinking water service and 89% has sanitization coverage. Mexico has an existing and well-developed policy framework for water resource management.
Management.
management. However, the implementation of policy framework is uneven. Municipalities are responsible for providing public services for water distribution and sanitation. The most common organizational form is provision of water services through a local water utility.
Okay, very good, Sebas. Thank you very much. I'm going to read the last part that talks about the evolution of the water sanitation services since 1970. So, since 1970, the population has changed from being predominantly rural to predominantly urban. That is, it used to be mostly rural, but now has become more predominantly urban. Green areas in cities are increasingly being paved over. There is pavement with cement, obviously asphalt, etc. So cities are increasingly be paved, preventing proper infiltration. According to national estimations, in 2050, Mexico will have a population of 151 million people, which will increase the pressure of water resources. You know, more people, more water demand. So that is a problem. So, challenges, the retos. Who wants to read the challenges, please?
Me, teacher.
Okay, Nati, please.
Challenges. Governance is the main challenge to tackle water problems in Mexico. The sector lacks important long-term planning capacity across government levels. Even if the best solutions are already available, the lack of water governance makes that every 3 to 6 years programs or priorities are restarted and progress is interrupted. More so, each year federal and local financial resources become scarcer. Many utilities lack financial strength and institutional capacity to operate.
Okay, so that is a problem that we don't have water governance that is stable. The water governance is important because then you dictate the laws how to concentrate water, how to distribute water, how to give water from a river, from a dam, from the local depository of water to the citizens, So I don't know, Chuy, if you remember the Lerma River.
Yes,
That is
yes.
an interstate problem because it originates. Where does it originate?
In Mexico, Mexico State.
In the state of Mexico, actually next to Toluca, which is the city of Lerma, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
probably it originates as a result of the melting of the ice of the, what is the volcano in Toluca? What's the name? Nevado de Toluca, right?
Nevado.
Yeah.
Yes,
So probably it originates as a result of the melting of the ice of the Nevado de Toluca. Or it originates in Lerma in the state of Mexico, and it travels down and crosses Guanajuato. And
yes,
next to in Salamanca, we pollute it, right?
yes, yes. Mexico, Mexico State too.
In Mexico State too. Yes, that is true.
Yes,
They pollute it in Mexico State. That's true because there are many companies over there, right?
yes,
And now is a multi-state problem. The people from Guanajuato say no, they polluted in Mexico. The people in Mexico says yes, but it's our river. The people in Jalisco in Chapala because the river ends in Chapala, right in the Chapala Lake.
yes.
So the people of Jalisco say, well, you are sending me a river with a lot of problems, pollutants, it's polluted. So that is
Yeah,
an interstate problem. Yes, Chuy.
yes, that's correct. That's correct. The
Uh,
pollution is very, very, very difficult, and and now the river Lerma only have water when the rains times.
oh, only.
Yes, yes, because this is over. Is finished. This affluence.
Wow, that is terrible.
Yes,
Um, well, it's very sad, but well, that is the fact. That is the truth. Now, let's read the second paragraph. In Canada, I had the opportunity to visit Canada a short time ago. Went to see my brother, and you can drink from the faucet. The water is potable everywhere. If you go to the street, if you go to the city, if you go to the urban areas, in the ranches, everywhere you can drink from the water. So the water is potable. You can drink it. It's purified, it's potable, but not in Mexico. Let's see what the problem is. So, who wants to read the second paragraph, please, where it says agriculture in Mexico, please?
me.
Okay,
Uh,
please,
agri-
Chuy.
agriculture is Mexico's first water user, followed by energy generation and industrial usage. Unlike France, Mexico's drinking water distribution systems are not centrally set. This causes disruption in the service, which is partially resolved with water storage tanks. Every Mexican urban household has one or more water storage tanks. This means that drinking water is not following or being irrigated properly. Thus, it cannot be direct from the tap.
And that is a problem because
Yes.
the water is not potable, so we cannot drink from the tap. We need to purify the water, or buy the Ciel, or buy the Bonafont, or buy the bottles of water, which are extremely expensive and are not in the hands of national companies, but are in the hands of French companies like Bonafont, Danone, Ciel, etc. Right?
Yes.
Well, that is another problem. Let's. Any comments about this? Sebas, Nati, Chuy, comments about this situation that we cannot drink water from the tap. We need to use a filter, or we need to buy water from a distributor, which is a huge business for them. One of the most profitable businesses for these French companies is bottling water. Comments, questions,
No,
Sebas,
teacher.
Nati? No? Okay. Well,
Excuse
let's
me.
see. Yes, Chuy.
What is those? Is cannot?
Thus,
It can.
entonces, o así,
Oh,
thus, así, it cannot be drank directly from the tap. No puede beberse
okay.
directamente de la llave,
Mhm.
right? The
Yes.
water in
Okay.
Mexico. As you know, it's
Okay.
dangerous to drink from the tap.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay,
Mhm.
now the next one, the next paragraph, please. Who wants to read it? Sebas, rivers, lakes, and aquifers. Aquifers.
Yes. Rivers, lakes, and aquifers in Mexico have adverse environmental, water quantity, water quality, and ecosystems, health and economic additional cost for water services, sustainability of farming, consequences, and improving their quality is critical. Aquifers are the main water supply for urban and industrial users. 105 of the 653 aquifers in the country are being overexploited beyond their capacity to recharge.
The last one, Sebas, generally speaking.
Generally speaking, in Mexico, only 30% of water is treated and only 1% of wastewater is recycled. This ratio varies in every region.
Well, this is very serious.
Yes.
1% of the wastewater is recycled. That's almost criminal. What do you think of this? If we pollute, that means that, what is this? 1% of wastewater is recycled. That is, if we pollute 100 liters, we only recover 1 liter.
One
What do you
little.
think of this? What do you think?
Just criminal.
It's criminal, exactly, exactly. Right, exactly. It's criminal. How can we do this? I mean, I'm thinking about the TikTokers, right? They say, "Oh, I'm doing this productive." Well, productive would be cleaning the water, right?
Yes.
Well, now the question is, who is responsible for this? Who is responsible for this? And the most important question is, what can we do? What can we do? What do you think we can do about this? 1%, according to this study from the Netherlands, because it's a study from the Netherlands, right?
Yes. Netherlands.
So,
Yes. Go on.
excuse me. I'm sorry.
Let's see.
So, thank you.
Let's
What
see.
can we do? Thanks. What can we do? Are there any solutions? Yes, we can complain. We can build placards. We can make demonstrations. Don't pollute the water or recycle the water. Build more water treatment plants, right? Build more water treatment plants, etc. But
Probably regulate the use of water in industries.
okay, that is an idea. Regulate the use of water industries. Okay, listen to what Sebas said. I like this idea very much. How is that, Sebas?
What, teacher?
Explain this idea. I think this idea is brilliant. Explain it, please.
Probably government and give a a mark of water, probably that they can use for a day or for a month or a
Is
week.
to use for a day or for a week. Okay, rationalize the water.
Rationalizes, yes.
Perfect. Okay,
Or if the industry use more, probably they need pay.
they need to pay more taxes or levies if they use more. I think Chewy once mentioned that that's what they do in Israel. Do you remember, Chewy, that you once mentioned something
Uh,
similar?
in Israel, the treatment of the water is, I don't remember, but is more of the 70% the treatment of the water, and
70
this water is nuevamente dada a las empresas,
given. Okay, is given back
given
to the
back to
industries.
the industries, with a percent of good water.
Good water is what? Clean water or potable water or semi-potable? What is
Clean water, yes,
drinkable water?
yes,
Wow. Or drinkable
drinking
or
water,
potable water, right?
yes, for his process,
For their process.
the process. Yes, he said this a percent of water that a good would label of clean his for their process.
That's impressive. That is impressive. And okay, the Israelis have this system. Israelis have this system.
Yes,
Can we copy it? Can we copy the system? Okay, just get an expert, tell them, hey, Mr. Scientist from Israel, can you come and show us how you do it? Or you, do you think that is extremely complicated that we cannot copy it?
is a culture. Yes, it's possible and it's necessary. Copy these systems, but in Mexico the culture is problem and the water is not interesting uh, topic.
That is very unfortunate because
Yes,
I don't know how abundant is water in Mexico in this moment, but it is becoming more and more scarce, more and more scarce. You know what
yes,
scarce is, Nati?
yes.
More and more
It's
scarce.
yes. It's continue scarce and scarce.
There will be a moment in time in which we will not have enough water, and then there will be tragedies all over. That is the potential consequence of not being careful with water. What do you think, Sebas, Chuy, Nati? What can happen if we start lacking water? What is the potential consequence if there is water scarcity?
If we start to lacking water,
Yes, the potential danger if we start lacking water. Yes, what is the potential problem or the potential danger if we start lacking water? What is the potential problem, Sebas, Nati, Chuy?
probably wars.
Yeah, but what can happen if we don't have water? What can happen? War?
A war, probably for the water. Every government needs water.
Okay, yeah, I
Yes,
totally agree.
yes, that's true. Yes, it was.
Okay.
That's correct. Food production decreases.
Wow, that is terrible. That is true. That's a potential problem. Nati, what is a potential problem if we start suffering water scarcity?
I think she's backstage.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me put it back. I'm sorry. Here is Nati. Nati here. Nati, are you back?
Yes, teacher. Can you
Oh, I'm
repeat
sorry.
the
She went back
question,
again.
please?
Hello, Nati. Are you Nati? Can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, you're back. Thank you very much, Nati. Sorry that you were backstage for a moment. So here are ideas. What is the potential danger if we start lacking water? Chuy Seba says a war for water. Chuy says food production decreases. What's the potential consequence in your mind that can happen if we start lacking water, Nati? What can the problem be if we have no water, not enough water?
Maybe. Oh, I'm thinking. The how do you say it? The hydration,
The what?
the hydration, the hydration, uh,
Dehydration.
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 Yes, it is.
Human dehydration.
Mhm.
Human dehydration would have fatal consequences. Yes, human dehydration would have fatal consequences. So uh, that means that we need to recycle water. I am very surprised about what Chui said that in Israel, people people recycle or treat close to 70% of the waste water. That is impressive. Let's
Yes,
learn more about that. Let's learn more about that. Let's look up for the water recycling, please. Can you look up for this concept? Water recycling, water recycling in the world. Water recycling in the world, please, or water treatment in the world. Let's see who are the leaders. Treatment in the world. Please. Okay, let's see if you have ideas, comments, or references. Water treatment in the world. Water treatment, the world. The largest drinking water treatment plants in the world. Treatment. New Delta regional treatment with a capacity. The Arab contractors, Osman, in Dubai,
Excuse me,
Egypt. Yes,
I
Shui.
need correct the date. Israel recycler 90%.
Incredible. Is
90%.
recycles 90%. Wow, incredible. That is impressive.
90. Yes, this is, yeah, it's impressive. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna put a meme in Facebook.
What?
I'm gonna put this as it looks like a meme, but it's not a meme. It's reality. Apparently, this is correct, right? This is what the study says from these guys, right? Well, at least this is what it says here. Well, what do you think? It's horrible, right?
Yeah.
Well, Chui corrected this from 70 to 90. Thank you, Chui.
90. Yes. 90.
Okay, well, that is something very serious, very interesting. And well, the first step, I think, the first step is to make people from society aware of this fact. What do you think of this? Can somebody read this and translate it to Spanish just to make sure that there are no doubts about the exact meaning of this, please? Who wants to read and translate this to Spanish?
Can you move it to
Yeah,
look it? Okay.
or maybe here.
Yeah.
All right, I'll put it here. Okay, I'll put this here. All right, now it's visible. Perfect, Sebas, please.
The first step is to make people from society aware of this fact.
Okay, can you translate to Spanish?
El primer paso
Hacer que la gente.
para, ¿para qué dicen?
Es
Para
hacer
hacer
que
que
la
las
gente
personas de
esté
una
al tanto.
sociedad esté al tanto de este dato.
Exactly, exactly. In other words, we should tell people, friends, government, society, everyone, that we recycle only 1% of our wastewater compared to other countries like in Israel where they recycle 90%. Okay, that would be the first step. What would the second step be, Nati Chui? What is the second step? What is the second step?
The second step maybe maybe generate projects for by para retener el agua de lluvia.
To retain the rainfall water. Okay, that is
Yes.
a fantastic
This
project.
is
I
a this
like
is a clean this is a clean water. Is very very good water.
to retain, yes, to retain the rainfall water. Okay, that is important to know, Chewy. That is important information because
Yes.
then we don't have to clean it because it is already clean. Okay, the first step is easy. Just tell your friends in Facebook, in Instagram, in the social media that we recycle only 1% compared to other countries that recycle 90%. Right? These numbers, there is an analogy, and I'm not joking. There is an analogy to this degree of efficiency with you know that they kidnap people, children, adults, businessmen. When they kidnap them, do you know what is the recovery or the success factor in Mexico and in Israel? More or less the same. When the police forces undertake a rescue mission, their success the success factor is similar. This is not a
Yes.
joke. Looks like a joke, but it's not a joke.
Okay. Yes. This is difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there is a positive side to this. There is a positive side. Positive side to these numbers. What is the positive side of these numbers, Chuy, Sebas, or Nati?
What is a positive
What
side?
is that? That we can improve a lot, right? Do you agree? It's like when you go to school and you get a one or a two in math. What is the positive side of that?
The next partial you are going to remontar.
Overcome.
You're going to overcome. Yes.
Exactly. I mean that you have a lot of potential to improve, right? You have a great potential to improve. So that is exactly what happens for us here in these two situations, right? Well, basically talking about water, that these projects that Chui mentions are very important. That if there are no projects like this, what is the meaning of that? Well, that we can start those projects retaining rainfall water. Okay. Give us an idea, Choi. Choi, how would you do these projects? How would you retain? How would you collect water?
The
How?
construction of construction of infrastructure
Yes.
como presas,
Construction of infrastructure like
infrastructure,
dams.
presas, mm,
Infrastructure like dams. What else?
mm, otros otros embalses,
Containers. Other
incluso
container.
domésticos.
Domestic. Okay.
Yes, incluso domésticos.
Um, okay, let's do this, please. I don't have a lot of imagination about these ideas which sound fabulous. Can you draw a project? Can you draw like a container, a project, an idea, a development? So let's do this. Draw an idea, please. The two of you draw idea on how to collect water domestically. Please, can you do that?
Yes.
Please, let's see what ideas you come up with. Maybe instead of teaching philosophy and other social sciences, or we should teach our children to do these projects, how to collect water domestically.
Yes. I remember that Zagarpa have
Yes.
a program for the bordos de retención
Intention
para
borders.
para agricultores, for agriculture men. And Zagarpa supports with the 5% resource gap 50%, excuse me, 50%.
50. Really?
50% of the yes, of the cost of the project
Of the
for
construction cost?
the construction boards. Yes.
Wow. And what happened with this program?
No. he's, he's not conscious. People is not conscious in the people. We need a change culture because the scarcity of water is very important problem. Is a potential problem of the whole country.
You know what should happen, Chuy? I don't know. This sounds silly, right? But instead of giving 50% of the construction cost, an alternative. I know that you're going to laugh, but it's okay. Should give 5% for the construction of cost and 45% to Televisa
Oh
to
yes.
put in their programs that people should build these water doors.
Yeah, it's a dream.
I mean, they can make a contract. Okay, I will give you 10 million pesos, but you put in your soap operas, in your telenovelas, that
Yes. Yes.
the grower was building these containers.
Yes.
That's
Maybe
the only
maybe
way to convince people in Mexico.
yes. Maybe government needs negotiate with days,
With
but
them. Yes,
you don't pay the taxes. You dedicate this money to support to infrastructure, hydraulic
exactly.
infrastructure. Yes,
Exactly. They give money to the broadcasting companies, like you say, like Televisa, um, to Zuckerberg. I don't know, to whoever is in charge of the mass media, because
yes,
people don't read books. People watch
com-
TV and people
companies.
watch Televisa. So they should educate people through the Televisa, right? If that is the
Yes,
national school, Televisa is the national school, well, give money to the national school.
yes, that's correct. Yes, it's necessary people needs a necesita needs a impulso.
An impulse.
An impulse of this topic is very important because
And
his problem is potential dangerous.
yes, imagine Chuy from here. Imagine that in one of the chapters, a woman is crying, right? A woman,
Yes.
woman is very sad. She is crying and crying,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then the boyfriend asks her, "My love, why are you crying?
Uh-huh.
Do you think that I do not love you?" And the girl will say, the girl
Yes.
will say, um, "No, my dear, I am crying because you have not built the border this season yet." And the government gives a fortune to Televisa, but
Yes, yes, it's a good idea. Yes, because it's necessary. All people see Televisa.
yeah, I mean, instead of these silly stories, these silly, oh, I am crying because my boyfriend, whatever, bought a new shirt or he doesn't love me. No, the girl is crying because he has not made the borders.
Yes.
And that will convince the population more than the
Yes.
school books.
Sí, yes. Yes, yes, it's algo así.
Something like this. May
Something
sound
like
ridiculous,
this.
but I guarantee that that's an
No,
alternative.
no, because the Mexican people is easy, es fácil de convencer.
Easy to persuade.
To persuade with the artists. The
Exactly.
actors have
Mexicans.
many mucho peso.
Yes, through TV or movie or actors or TV actors. TV actors. That's exactly what Chuy says. Let's see. Mexicans are easy to persuade through TV actors. Yes. Uh, that would be great. Imagine in national TV, all the women are crying because the growers, the agriculture growers, have not made the the borders. And the woman says to
Yes,
the boyfriend, "If you want to really show me that you love me, go tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the morning and make the goddamn border,
yes, yes.
and then we get married."
You and I developing the projects of this aspect.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
I don't know. Let me ask Sebas and Nati about this idea. Nati, Sebas, what do you think about this? Do you think it's maybe a little bit ridiculous or what?
Probably, but it's coming.
Yes,
It's comic. Okay, yeah, it's comic.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sebas? Do you think that if we put this on TV and one of the soap operas of Televisa, in which the woman is crying because the husband has not made the water containers, do you think the population will be persuaded or not? What do you
No,
think?
no, they're going to laugh.
They're gonna laugh.
Yes.
Okay, well, could be, but it's a serious problem. In reality, it's a serious problem. I don't know what to suggest, what to recommend. What do you think, Sebas or Nati? What is the solution?
I don't know. Um, mm, no, I don't know.
How can you convince people to do something that's something which is beneficial for them? It's not that you are convincing someone to rob a bank. You are persuading someone to do something
with
that
money.
is on his benefit. It's
Yes.
like if your parents tell you, Sebas, if you eat vegetables and meat, I will give you 1,000 pesos.
Yes.
Imagine, they are convincing you to do something that is on your benefit, right?
Yes, and the subside is necessary that the all enterprises, all companies that use the Mexican water um, support a general project for in hydraulic infrastructure.
That's a great idea. Hydraulic infrastructure. Sure, that is a fantastic idea. Infrastructure. Let me tell you something that I saw in Calgary, in Canada.
Mhm.
Every building company,
Yes.
if you build a, let me show you so that you understand what I'm talking about. Because this idea that you has is reminds me of something they are doing in Calgary downtown. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Restaurants, any construction in Calgary, if you build a casino, if you build a house, if you build, that is for civil engineers. I'm going to put that here. If you are building anything in Calgary, you must have a banner or poster or artwork. There must be something related to art in Calgary if you are building something. Let's say that you have a construction company, Sebas, and you're going to build houses in a colony, let's say in Irapuato, in La Moderna, right? You're going to build a set of houses. Well, you must put an ad, a poster, or a banner outside that is connected with art, sculpture, music, um, theater, anything connected to art. If you're going to build an airport, if you're going to build a highway, if you're going to build anything, you must put something related to art in Calgary, in Canada. So choose idea that says that all foreign and national companies, maybe and
Yes.
national
Companies.
companies must, what did you say, Chu? Must provide support
Yes.
to
Yes.
water
That's
retention projects. More or less like this,
yes.
Chuy.
Yes. Yes. These companies needs supports to infrastructure, but
Provide
maybe
infrastructure
maybe
support to the
yes
infrastructure. Let
for
me put it
the
like that. To the infrastructure of water retention infrastructure
yes retention and
recycling
recycling water.
recycling and water recycling projects.
Yes.
Okay, can you read that again, Chuy, please?
Okay. All foreign and national companies must provide supports to the infrastructure of water retention and water recycling projects.
Well, this can well be an initiative to the president or to the chamber of senators. You can
Yes.
write a memo to the chamber of senators or to the chamber of deputies or to the president, to someone, to the secretary of energy, I don't know, to someone,
Mhm.
stating or establishing that, do you want to work in Mexico? Okay, well, yes, you need to provide support for the infrastructure of water retention and water recycling projects. How much? 1%, 2%, 2%, whatever of the profits as a percentage of profits, as a percentage of profits. I think that is a fabulous idea. So I am making my profit as Mazda. The profit was, I don't know, 35 million. Well, let's say 5% is 1.7 million, right? Profit.
Uh-huh.
So 1.75 million dollars USD is 5%. That money should go to water retention and water recycling projects in the city or in the country, whatever. I'm
Yes.
saying 5%, 1%, 2%, whatever, but as a percentage of profits. What do you
Yes. And
think? Yes, yes, Chuy.
it's a good idea that I'd be done through television stations. It's a good idea. Is because
Yes,
it's a media, important media.
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
This program, and the government capacit put a team that supervise this program and the advances y los avances.
Supervise and check the
Oh, sí.
progress of this program. That's a great
Yes.
idea. Who would be interested or who would be in charge of this program in the government, Chuy? Who would be in charge of this project or this program? What secretary?
Zagarpa is the head of the sector, but it's necessary the participation of all governments and level, national level, and state level, and municipal level.
Yes. Even the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Secretaría de Relaciones Exteriores also because you are working with companies that come to Mexico, right?
Yes, that's correct. The participation of this area.
Maybe the Secretary of Economy to regulate the numbers, the Secretary of, I don't know, many secretaries should be involved, but the problem is it's just a fantastic idea and it's necessary. And it doesn't cost anything because it's a percentage of the profit. Okay, you're making 10,000 million or you're making a fortune in Mexico. Well, a small percentage should go to create water retention and water recycling projects in Mexico because we are suffering water scarcity. Escasez de agua,
Mm,
right?
yes.
Okay. Well, I like the idea. What do you think, Nati? Sebas?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
It's a good idea, right? Uh, Nati, what do you think? How could people implement a project of this nature nationwide in the country, in the complete nation? What do you think about this?
Talking especially hydri- hydraulic, hydraulic infrastructure, right? Uh,
Yeah, infrastructure. Yeah, they will provide support, economic support for the infrastructure of water retention and water recycling projects, because that's one of the most important deficits that we have in Mexico. Well, we have lots of deficits, but one of them is the water retention and water treatment.
well, maybe one option could be that educate ourselves and others about the importance and all the benefits, or another is that advocate. It means that engage with local and national government officials to voice our support for specific, in this case, infrastructure projects that we believe will have a positive impact on our area.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a fantastic idea, too. We want to voice our concerns, our suggestions, our recommendations, our beliefs. Consequently, looking for officials that can voice our concerns, our preoccupations, our ideas, our projects, like Chu and Seba say. That's a fantastic idea, Nati. Thank you very much. Well, I would like to ask you to do something if you have the opportunity. Let me give you a short homework, if you can do it. Write a memo to the corresponding officers in which you establish your recommendation for a specific project. Okay, let's see. Who wants to read the homework, please?
Write a memo to the corresponding officers in which you establish your recommendation for a specific. I can't see it. Ah, for a specific project. What did you say?
Exactly.
A memo?
Memo, a memorandum,
A
write a
memorandum.
letter, write a letter, write, yeah, memo, memorandum to the corresponding officers, and you tell them, Dear Mr. President, I recommend that, that blah, blah, blah. What do you think?
Yes, it's good.
It's good? Well, so if you have the opportunity, we meet next Thursday in person. Chuy, I will be there. I will be in Irapuato in person next Thursday. And you have time to do something like this, that'd be awesome. Nati and Sebas, of course, that'd be great if you can do it. And I'm going to give you the link to this session, which was recorded. I'm going to end the recording.